Hey guys, welcome to the Emergence podcast, a podcast that aims to empower fitness professionals through candid conversations about building sustainable minds, bodies, and businesses. I'm your host, Laura Gunder, ex professional ballet dancer turned classical Pilates instructor based in New York City, sharing my insights from a decades long journey navigating an industry with no set path to success. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hey guys, welcome back to The Walk. I wanted to do a quick little reflection on the episode with Christie and some of my takeaways. I apologize for the delay. I was lucky enough to be on vacation for the past 10 days, and I wanted to make sure that I really gave my body and brain total ability to kind of decompress and relax without the pressure and stress of work, which is definitely very challenging for me. But I think it is really important that we give ourselves that time to fully decompress and um, detach from work. So, that being said, the episode with Christy, we talked a lot about teacher training. We talked about the beginnings of your career, opening your own studio, and kind of some of the pitfalls, the ups and the downs from and lessons that Christy learned from her kind of process of opening her own very successful studio in San Diego. So it was really fun to kind of hear her take and her journey and how she really used kind of her um, background in dance and in kind of modeling and battling sort of kind of using rejection as redirection, which everybody talks about, but in sort of an empowering way to sort of gain more confidence through rejection. And that's something that I think that comes with time, as we were talking about, but is a really helpful tool as new teachers to not get so caught up in rejection from different job opportunities or clients or kind of things not working out in your favor right at the beginning. And I think sometimes we forget when starting anything new, whether that's a new teacher training program, a new job, opening your new own studio, finally working fully for yourself in the world of fitness, that things don't just kind of explode. That might happen for a very small majority of people, but honestly, for most people, it is a very slow uphill climb and with some dips here and there. And I think that we need to normalize that. And it can be very beautifully sort of aesthetically pleasing and looks like it's very simple and easy on Instagram, but really behind the scenes of all that aesthetic is a lot of dedication and hard work. And we kind of all have to put in that time and effort and energy. And in that, we will get the output or the outcomes that we desire. But I think we have to also detach from kind of expecting things to happen on our timelines, which I know a lot of people realize. And that is something that I too am reminding myself daily, that even though I have a bunch of ambitions and dreams and goals, that it's important to let yourself give yourself a little bit of grace when you feel like things aren't happening on your timeline, or if you were going out for an opportunity or audition for some kind of, teaching job, or you're not building your client base at the rate you'd like, that it's okay. And that if you really learn to kind of lean in and trust yourself and know that you're doing everything you can in your power, that's self practice, networking with other teachers, just really working on being the best teacher you can be every single day, that things kind of will turn out. And then eventually that ball will kind of roll and then it will start rolling faster. And then before you know it, things kind of start to accumulate and kind of start to happen for you. So I think some of my biggest takeaways from this episode was really just having more of a positive outlook and letting yourself have a little more fun in the process. Obviously, we talked about sort of making sure that you're organized, specifically in your finances, and making sure you know your numbers. But it should be creative, it should be fun, and you don't have to pigeonhole yourself into what you think a Pilates instructor can be. That's something that's so great about working in fitness. As kind of difficult as can be, you have so much creative freedom. And I know a lot of us all of everybody's super creative, and it's really a fun way, this career, to get to exercise your creativity, whether that be through Instagram, YouTube videos, just in your class creating a playlist. So I think another one of my takeaways was let yourself have fun. And kind of a side note, but I did some reflecting on vacation, and like I kind of said in the beginning, I struggle a lot with letting myself, as sort of somebody who works for themselves, to kind of give myself that time without guilt to fully let myself relax and truly be present in my vacation or who I'm with, and not constantly be having this fear and thinking, oh, I should be working or I should be pushing for my goals or using this time to build, a framework or, build a brand guide and all of these things to kind of reach my goals. And if you're somebody like me who struggles with feeling guilty over, breaking and resting, I want you to challenge yourself this summer to let yourself enjoy time away from moving towards your goals. Because if I've learned anything and am learning, because I struggle with this every day, that it's okay not to be constantly productive and constantly trying to optimize yourself, your life. Because I know, especially as Pilates instructors or as fitness instructors, our job is to optimize and to make people's lives better. But in that, we also have to find the humility and the grace within ourselves to know that we are human and that just because you take a week off and you're not, scheduling a bunch of things or trying to figure out how to make your goals attainable, that doesn't make you any less productive. It actually does the inverse. Um, Being able to really be present and find joy in, being with your friends on vacation or family or just taking some time to yourself really serves you further than just constantly working through and pushing all the time. And I know a lot of us know that, but that was something I was thinking about on vacation. And my best friend who was with me, who builds this podcast with me, actually, she's behind the scenes, but is so integral to our team, really just kind of reminded me, Laura, that it's okay. We don't need to put out an episode this week and that you need to practice what you preach. And it's okay that we don't constantly produce, and the world isn't gonna end if we take a week off. And so that is just something that I was thinking about, and I hope you guys, if you have that issue, I can remind you that you also deserve to take a week off with no guilt or shame, and that it's actually gonna serve you, and it doesn't devalue your productivity or optimization and goals. And sometimes we're good enough the way we are, like, we can always be getting better, but be happy where you are, because if we can't fucking be happy where we are, no matter how much we achieve, it's never going to be enough. And then, it's over. So enjoy yourself. I know a lot of shit is happening in the world, but I hope you are taking some time for yourself. And remember that, you know, I'm rooting for you and that this should be fun and this career is fun, and let your self feel joy in the moments within it. So, thanks for listening. Bye.